Williams Brothers, I believe it is. Getting straight into it. The song is actually very easy chords. Mainly it's just like bass lines that you got to learn, like the. So we'll break all that stuff down. The song is in the key of C sharp. If you want to call it D flat, that's fine. So we'll go with flats. We're going to go over the scale in the number system, then we'll get started with the song. So we got D flat, that's the 1. The 2 is E flat. The 3 is F. G flat is the 4. The 5 is A flat. The 6 is B flat. The 7 is C. And then you're back at the 1, D flat. So once again, that scale is D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. That's what we're going to use in order to correspond to where we're at in the song. Okay, so if I say we're on the 1, then we're going to be on the D flat in our left hand, or the bass player would be playing a D flat if you have a bass player. If I say we're going to be on the 4, well, we just went over the scale. The 4th tone of G flat is, the 4th tone of D flat is G flat. So if I say we're going to be on the 4, then our left hand is going to be on the G flat, and then we'll be playing chords over that tone, all right? So that's why we use the scale in the number system. In the very beginning of the song, you'll hear some lick that does something like this. You'll hear something like that. You don't have to do this. If you want to just get straight into the chorus, you can do that. But if you want that, what that is it starts on the 3, which is F, okay? Starts on the F. But what happens is you do a grace note off of the E flat going to the F. So what that means is right before you hit the F, you're going to hit this E flat. So you got E flat going to F, okay? So it starts on the 3, and you grace note off the 2. So right before you hit the F, hit the E flat. And it's quick. So after you hit that E flat going to F, then you go back to the E flat. Okay? So grace note off the 2 to the 3, then hit the 2, then you go to the D flat, which is the 1. Grace note off the E flat to the F, E flat, D flat. But then you're going to grace note off of the D flat going back to the E flat. Okay? Like that. Grace note off the D flat, going to the E flat. That's the next thing you do. Like that. Now you go back to the D flat, B flat, A flat, and then from there you can go to the chord that I'm about to show you. One more time. Grace note off the E flat going to the F. E flat, D flat, grace note off the D flat going to the E flat, D flat, B flat, A flat, and then D flat. Now when you hit this D flat, the very last note of that run there, you're actually going to be on a chord. You're going to be on some type of a D flat major chord. So since we're on the 1, we have the D flat in our left hand. That's the scale, that's the key we're in, D flat. We got D flat in the left, F, A flat, D flat in the right. Okay? So this is a D flat major chord in first inversion, because this here is a D flat major chord in root position. This is like its home base position to play this chord. D flat, F, and A flat. This is a D flat major chord. But what happens is we take this A flat that we're playing on the top, and honestly, never mind. Let's just look at it this way. Take this D flat that we're playing on the bottom and play it on the top. Okay? So instead of playing it here, you're going to play it there. And what that gives us is F, A flat, and D flat. And the only difference is we're just playing F, A flat, and D flat down here. That's the chord that you play. That's why it's a first inversion D flat. Okay? So we left off on this 1 major chord in first inversion. What you're going to do is you're going to do a passing tone over the, or a passing chord over the 6. But it's going to be like a hit. Okay, so you just hit the 6. And the chord that you play over that, you can keep that same major chord in your right hand. Okay? What this is, if you really look at it, is a B flat minor 7. Okay? So if we were to take this B flat and put it up here, this is what we would have. F, A flat, B flat, and D flat. Now let's take this F and put it at the top. Okay. Now let's take this A flat and put it at the top that I'm playing right here. Boom. Now that looks like a root position, B flat minor 7. So that's basically what you're playing, just if you want to know. That's over the 6. So you got, starting from the top, you got the lick, and then that chord that I just showed you, B flat in the left hand, F, A flat, D flat in the right. That's B flat in the left hand, F, A flat, and D flat in the right. And then it's going to go to a E flat minor 7. Okay, E flat minor 7. That's your normal, that's your regular, I guess it'll be an E flat minor 9 because you're adding the 9 right there. But you got E flat, G flat, and B flat, which makes up the E flat minor chord. And then you got to add the 7 of the E flat minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why this is the 7. And I'm talking about from the E flat minor scale. Got the 7, and then you got the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you were just to extend it. Basically, I'm just showing you as to why it's called a E flat minor 9. But that's our chord that we're going to play. And that's going to be over the 2. Or, yeah, over the 2. So, let me go back from the top. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. I was just showing you why it was called what it was called. Okay? So you got the lick in the very beginning. Start on the 1 major chord. You go to the 6 minor chord, which is what I showed you earlier. And then we're on this 2 chord. It's a 2 minor chord, a 2 minor 9. So E flat minor 9. The second tone of the scale is minor 9 chord is what you're playing. E flat in the left hand, G flat, B flat, D flat, F. Okay? That's E flat in the left. And I do have octaves, you don't have to. G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. If this is too hard for you, you can just play it like this. B flat, D flat, and F. But I would push yourself. Like, I would push yourself to be able to play this chord. G flat, B flat, D flat, F. Over the 2. And it's a push on the 6, like that. Just a little press on it. But then you go to the 2 with that E flat minor 9. So, So I didn't even do it right. Oh, that's another way that you can play this 2 minor chord. You can just play it like you're playing a G flat major chord in your right. G flat, B flat, D flat, over the E flat instead of adding that F. Or you can even add the F down here instead of adding it way up here. You can add this note down here. You can even, instead of playing just E flat octaves, you can play this D flat. You know? It's just a very pretty way to play an E flat minor 9. All right, so we got. It does this a couple times. Don't worry about that stuff. Just that later. But now, from here, from this 2, after it does this about like 4 times or so, that whole thing where you're going from the 1, 6, 2, 1, 6, 2, 1, 6, 2. Sorry about that. 1, 6, 2. Now we're going to go to the 3. Okay. Now over the 3, there's a couple things we can do. Right now I'm playing a F dominant 7. So what that is F in the left hand. If you want to add another note, you can do F, C, and E flat. If you want to add more notes, you can just do F and E flat if you want, or you can just do F. But in your right hand, you have F, A, C, E flat. F dominant 7. Henry, why is this a dominant 7? So now we're looking at it like we're in the key of F. And whenever you play a dominant 7 chord, all it means is that you're going to be flatting the 7th tone of that note. Okay? So if I'm on the F and I want to play a dominant 7 chord, first I need to look at F scale. If I'm on the F, I need to be looking at it like I'm in the key of F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7th tone of F. E is the 7th tone of F. And then you'll be back at the 1 or 8 if you want to call it that. But what happens is if you want to play an F dominant 7, dominant means that you flat the 7. So then you go here and you play an E flat. So your regular F major chord is going to be F, A, C. But then when you play a dominant 7th chord, you flat the 7 of that note, which is F. So then you go to the E flat. Since this is the 7th tone of F, that's flatting it. And then boom, you got your dominant 7. All dominant means is flatting the 7. Okay? So. And all I'm doing is arpeggiating. When you hear me do like different things, I'm playing the same chord that I already showed you, that just a D flat major. And I'm taking that same chord and sprinkling it up. Even when I get to that E flat minor 7, or when you add this F, or I'm just taking that same chord that I taught you and I'm sprinkling it up. So okay. You can sprinkle it down or you can sprinkle it up. All right, where was I? I was on this F dominant chord. This is the last thing that we had left off with that I showed you. You can also do a chord like this. A, in your right hand, you could have A, C, E flat, and F. And that's over the F. In my left hand, I have an F, and you can just keep it like that and play that chord just like this. If you want to add some more notes, you can add the C. And if you want to add another note, you can add the E flat. Okay? No, can't really do that one. Let's see, so. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, you can hit this chord. So this is a F dominant 7 with a sharp 5 and a sharp 9. F dominant 7 with a sharp 5, sharp 9. Okay? You got your F dominant, but you sharp the 5 and you sharp the 9. F dominant 7 with a sharp 5, sharp 9 in order to get to the next part that we're about to do. This is a passing tone that leads us to the 6. When you play the 6th tone, you can play some type of a B flat minor 7. So what that is you got, hopefully let me spell this out in case I didn't spell this out to you, the chord over the 3. If I didn't give you this one, it was F in the left hand, F, A, C, E flat. F in the left hand, F, A, C, E flat over the 3. Or I gave you this one where you play F in the left hand, A, D flat, E flat, A flat. A, D flat, E flat, A flat. Over the 3. Sorry if I didn't actually give you the notes on that one. But once you get to the 6, you're going to play, you're basically, what it looks like is a D flat major chord over B flat. Okay? It's going to be a B flat minor 7. So it looks like in your right hand, you're playing a D flat major chord, which is D flat, F, and A flat over B flat. So you got B flat on the left, and the way I'm choosing to voice it right now is A flat, D flat, and F. Okay, so after that 3, so you hit the D flat major in your right hand, and your bass in your left hand is going to do this: B flat, A flat, B flat, or 6, 5, 6. So you got 6, 5, 6, and then you hit the 6 again. Now you go to the 2. When you go to the 2, you got a G flat major chord in your right hand. So this is actually that E flat. When you look at it like a full chord, it's that E flat minor 7 again. But this time we're playing it like a, it basically looks like some type of a G flat major chord in your right hand. So G flat, B flat, and D flat. And remember, you can add the F, you can add the F or add the but you're going to do that over the 2. Remember, the 2 is E flat. And the movement that the bass does is it goes from the E flat to the D flat to the E flat. With that chord. Like that. So the first chord with the bass movement you got is when you're going from the 6, 5, 6. 6, 5, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2. And that's, I'm talking about the left hand right now. 6, 5, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2. And then you can go back to that 3. The same type of 3 chord that I showed you, or switch it up. Sharp 5, sharp 9, or the F dominant. But then you're going to go back to that 6 and do that same movement. 6, 5, 6 with the D flat major chord in the right. 6, 2, 1, 2 with the G flat major chord in the right, or G flat major 7 in the right. But it's over E flat. I like doing that for some reason. C, B, B flat, A. So my soul is sinking in a world of sin, but grace and mercy. Sorry about that. It took me in. It took my feet out of a miry clay and placed it on a rock to stay. Okay, so you got 6, 5, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2. So keep practicing that until you get that. So you got. Sorry, I'm messing up. Okay, so from here, you want to go to the. You're going to go to the 4. Okay? But what happens is sometimes, if you want to, you don't have to walk up to it, but you can walk up to it. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, sorry, I'm a third shifter, so I'm yawning. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you get to the 4, you have a G flat major chord on your right. G flat, B flat, and D flat. Okay, so. What this is, basically you're going to go from the 4, if we're calling out the numbers, which is G flat, to the E flat, which is it's the 2, sorry. And then you're going to hit the 1 twice. And then you're going to go back to the 2, which is E flat. So you got G flat, E flat, D flat, D flat, E flat. Like that. But then you're going to go to the 1 and do the same type of a shape or same type of a movement. So you got D flat, D flat, B flat, A flat, A flat, B flat. So just like we did we went from the 4 to the 2 and we hit the 1 twice. And then we went back to the 2. Now we're going to go 1, 6, hit the 5 twice, back to the 6. And then we go to the 5 if you want to, or just go right back to the 4. But what you want to do is kind of cycle between those. So you got 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. 6, 5, 5, 6, So keep practicing that till you get it. And the whole time that you're doing that, so you got the 4 chord over that movement. When you get to that 1, when you're moving down and you're going over here, you're going to switch this 4 chord from the G flat, B flat, D flat to a D flat major chord in first inversion or whatever inversion you're on, which is F, A flat, D flat. So 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Now another thing that you can do is instead of doing all that movement, you can just go 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Then to the whole 5 thing. So that's what you can do if you don't want to do all that. And notice there are, if you do want to do it, the movement, you can actually grace note going from the D flat to the E flat. So hitting that D flat right before you hit the E flat. And just like with that movement, when you get over the 1, you can do the D flat and then grace note from the A flat to the B flat. Sorry. Or just you can do that going from the A flat to the 1. Basically going from the 5 chord to the 1, and then the 5 chord of D flat to the 1. So D flat to G flat or A flat to 1 to the 1, which is D flat. So hopefully that makes sense. If you don't want to do all that movement, just keep it simple. So don't forget your inversion. So you can do a root position. All right. You know I just added an E flat minor chord now. All right. So going on to the next part. After you do that for a little bit, so you got, oh, what a relief it was when God rescued me. He loosed the chains that had me bound. Now you're going to go from the 2, basically you're going to go from the 2, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That is 2, which is E flat, 3, which is F, G flat, which is the 4, G, which is the flat 5, and then you're going to hit the 5, which is A flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Once again, 2, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. If you want to do chords, what I typically would do is an E flat minor 7. So you got E flat, B flat, and E flat in the left, or just E flat. In the right hand, G flat, B flat, and D flat. When I go to the F, I actually play a D flat major in first inversion. So you got F in the left hand, F, A flat, D flat. When you get to the 4, which is G flat in your left hand, you can play G flat, B flat, and D flat in the right hand. That's G flat, B flat, and D flat. Couple things you can do. You can either just over the G, you can do a E flat major chord in the right, which is G, B flat, and E flat. That's over the G. Or you can turn it to diminished, which which is E, G, B flat, D flat. That's E, G, B flat, D flat. Still over the G, just different ways to play this. But then when you get to the 5, you're playing basically what looks like a 4 major chord over the 5, which is G flat, B flat, and D flat. Because the 4 major chord of D flat is G flat. But you're going to play that over the 5. And what happens is you'll play it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Right? So 2, you walk to the 5. You're basically doing a 2-5-1 progression. You got 2, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now you're going to be on the 1. And what you're going to do is you're going to go, if you want to do movements, here, I'll show you the easy way first. If you want to just play, because now we're on the verse, or now we're on the chorus, I think it's called, where you do cooling water, cooling water, cooling water, cooling water, cooling water, cooling water. That's going from the 1 major chord over the 1, which is D flat in the left, F, A flat, D flat in the right, or change the inversion by just rearranging the notes that you play in your right hand, A flat, D flat, and F, or D flat, F, and A flat, like whatever inversion you want to play, it's fine. Mary, 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 Mary. Anyways, so you got D flat major chord, and then what it does is it goes to a G flat major chord. So that's G flat in the left hand, you got G flat, B flat, and D flat in the right. You can also, add 2 notes to your left hand if you want. G flat and D flat, and then G flat, B flat, D flat in the right. So, cooling water, cooling water. So those are the chords, but the little dynamics thing that you're doing is like, so you're basically just hitting the same chord, but you're doing it rhythmically in different timings and things. Just, keep with the rhythm. Right? That's an option, something that you can do. If you want to do the movement, you're going to do basically what we did over here when we started on the G flat and we did the... where we did the 4, 6. I don't know why I keep on saying that. 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, 4. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, 4. When we did that, except the only difference is we're going to start on the D flat. Before we started on the 4. Now we're going to start on the D flat and go 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and then back to the 1. Okay? And that's over the same chords. Anytime you're over the 1, you got a D flat major chord. Anytime you're over the 4, you got a 4 major chord. Okay? So, and then you switch it to the G flat. Sorry. Do it again since I messed up. 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 4, 6, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1. I'm getting super tongue-tied here. Okay, but hopefully you get the point of that. You're basically just cycling from the 1 going to the 4. But one thing that you can do is you can go to this when you're coming out of it and you're going cooling water from grandma's well. You can go from the 2 and go E flat in the left hand with the G, B flat, D flat, and F. You can do this chord like this, or you can just do what we've been playing over the 2, which is G flat, B flat, and D flat, that E flat minor 7. You can do that, but all in all, you're gonna do that cooling water from grandma's well, or cooling water from grandma's well. Yep. So I showed you this already: E flat, G, B flat, D flat, F. If you want to use that chord, or you can just do a regular E flat major chord, which is G, B flat, and E flat, or you can just do a E flat minor 7 with the what looks like a G flat in your right over the 2. Now, what JP said on Gospel Music Training Center, you can do this chord here, which is F in the left hand, E flat, A flat, D flat. So you got when you get to the 5, you're gonna play the 5 twice for grandma's, and I got the 5 in my left hand, which is A flat, and I'm also hitting the E flat, but you can take that out if you don't want to hit that. You can just play the A flat. And in my right hand, I got G flat, B flat, and E flat this time. Most of the song we've been playing this G flat, B flat, and D flat. This time we're going to be playing this E flat. Grandma's. And the reason why I did that is because of the melody. Cooling water from, oops, sorry. Cooling water from grandma's well. So after that, hitting the 5 twice, you're going to go to the 1. You got D flat in there left, F, A flat, and D flat. Okay? From there, it just starts the whole progression over. All right? So from the top real fast before we move on to the last part of the song. Sorry. 3, 6, 2, 3, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6, 6, 2, 1, 2. Now you're on the 4 to the 1, to a 4, to the 1, to the 4, to the 1, 2, 3, 4, flat 5, 5. Back to the 1, to the 4, to the 1, 4, 2, 3, to the 5, and then 1. So I don't know why I keep messing it up. 2 to the 3, and then 5, 5, 1. Now the only other part of the song is you'll hear it do something like. but still, you can. And I'm going to teach it to you anyway. So that part, when it's doing that circling back and forth from cooling water, cooling water, you can go A flat. You can walk up to the 1 basically, because you're going to target notes. You're going to do D flat, C, D flat, and then the other target note is you're going to do G flat, G flat, F, G flat. So the target notes. I'm going to teach you passing stuff, but you got D flat, C, D flat, and G flat, F, G flat. But what happens is you walk up to it on your left hand. So you go A flat, B flat, C, then you do that. D flat, C, D flat. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, or 1, 7, 1. Now you can go from the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 3 to the 4. You can even do that if you want. You can go from the 1 to the 2 to the 1 instead of the 1 to the 7 to the 1. Right? But what this is going to be is when you get to the 1, you're walking up from that 5, 6, 1, and you hear that. What this is, you got D flat in the left hand, B, E flat, A flat on the right. Oh, sorry. When you go down to the C, you got C in your left hand, B flat, D, and G in the right. And then you go back to that D flat chord, which is D flat in the left hand, B, E flat, and A flat in the right. Right? Walk up to the 1, 7, 1. Now, if you notice earlier, I did I did this. D flat in the left hand, something like this at least. B, E flat, F, A flat. That was the chord that I did first. And then I did this chord. C in the left hand, B flat, D, E, G. So you can interchange those however you want. Or depending on how you want it to sound. So you got or. But then either way, you're going to go back from this E flat, F, and then you're going to play this G flat major chord, which is G flat in the left hand, G flat, B flat, and G flat in the right. And I am hitting the D flat in my left hand. And just so you know, if you ever want to know like what you can play in your left hand in order to fill up the chord, well, you play the 5th tone of corresponding to the tone that you're on. So if I'm on G flat, then I have to look at it like I'm in the G flat scale and play its 5th tone. Not the D flat 5th tone, because that's A flat. I'm talking about the G flat's 5th tone. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would need to know the scale to be able to do that. But it's the 5th degree up, and it's this key's 5th tone. Sorry, I was hitting E flat. It's this key's 5th tone. So you got the sorry. This is the chord that I was playing, and you didn't do that. I wouldn't do that actually. I would just go down to the F in my left hand with the F, A flat, D flat in my right. That's the chord after the G flat. Now another thing that you can do is just do 1, 4. 1, I don't know why I did that. 1, 4. 1, 4. If you want to make it easier, you can just do that instead of doing. more thing that I was going to show you. This is kind of based off of just going 1, 2, flat 3, 3, and then 4, 5, flat 6, 6. Once again, in your left hand, you got 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 6, or D flat, E flat, E, F, G flat, A flat, A, B flat. And what you do is you just play chords corresponding to those notes, bass notes. So you get one on the 1, you got a G flat major chord in first inversion, F, A flat, and D flat, and that's over D flat. Over the 2, you got an E flat minor in first inversion, so E flat in the left hand, G flat, B flat, and E flat in your right. Oh, sorry. When you go to that flat 3, you're playing an E diminished chord. E in the left hand, G, B flat, D flat, and E. Woo. Once again, that's E flat in the left hand, G, B flat, D flat, and E. When you get to the 3, because you just went from the D flat to the E flat to the E, and now you're on the 3, which is F, you can just play a regular D flat major chord, which is A flat, D flat, and F. Now we're going to take this same concept and go from the 4 to the 6. So we got the 4, which is G flat, B flat, and D flat in the right, and that's over G flat. From here, you're going to go to the 5, which is A flat in the left, A flat, C, E flat in the right. Then you're going to go to A diminished, A in the left hand, G flat, A, C, E flat. That's A in the left hand, G flat, A, C, E flat. Now when you get to the 6, because we already did the A flat, when you get to the 6, you got B flat in the left, F, A flat, and D flat in the right. So once again, that's B flat on the 6, which is the 6, sorry. So B flat, F, A flat, D flat in the right, or some type of major D flat chord. Now if you notice, I'm also hitting these octave pops after some of these chords. I'm going. So once I get to the 3, 1, 2, flat 3, 3, pop. And then I go 4, 5, flat 6, 6, pop. Sorry. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm over here messing up and stuff, but yeah, that's what you can do. And you can also add that to like other songs too. This little walk-up thing. See that? So you can add that. Ooh. Okay. Anyways, so that's Cool and Water. I will start from the top again, play through the song, and then we'll get out of here. Hopefully that helped you.